After infidelity, especially if you're the betrayed partner, your anxiety goes up. This doesn't matter if you're man or woman, both genders. Your anxiety goes up, you're less sure of yourself, and your confidence drops. Now, the question is, and many people after betrayal will ask me, what do you think? Should I stay with them? Is it better to try and work it out? Will my mental health be better one way or another? That's really hard to tell, because although in some scenarios, and I can think of several, the security of marriage, if it improves and if the couple ends the old marriage and starts new communication patterns and really working together to secure their relationship, the anxiety can go way down in the partner, whereas if they would have let them go, they wouldn't have been able to do it. In other people, they grew up watching a parent possibly cheat or one parent be betrayed, or maybe they were betrayed in a previous relationship. For those people who leave right away, it doesn't mean that leaving is going to help your mental health. It's not necessarily going to make the anxiety go down, especially if you're really attached to that person. So I wanted to give you what it looks like in both scenarios. Whether you stay or you leave, what you should look for in regards to your mental health, your anxiety, possibly your depression in moving forward. Okay, so if you stay with the partner who cheated, the common anxiety patterns are going to be this: hypervigilance, constantly checking for signs of dishonesty. The phone, social media, tone of voice changes, anything like that. This is the norm. So if you're going through betrayal now and your partner says, can't you just let go of it? No, you can't, because this is the norm no matter who this would have happened to. Hypervigilance is one of the main characteristics the person who was betrayed has to deal with. Also, fear of recurrence, worrying, what if? What if this happens again? Even if trust is being rebuilt, there's always that trigger in the back of your mind. Triggers in intimacy. Anxiety may spike before sex. It may spike during sex. Your mind is thinking, did they do this with the other person? Is this what it was like? And also during partners' absences or when the partner is late, that's a big trigger, especially around the issue of intimacy. And conflict anxiety, fear of raising concerns, fear of being honest. What if they don't like it? What if I make them mad? Will they push me away? Are they going to reject me? These are very common scenarios, and you can expect them to happen if you stay here. Possible long-term outcomes: healing with reassurance. If the partner is consistently honest and accountable, anxiety may ease and trust slowly rebuilds. Now, this, of course, is talking if the cheater has these capabilities. However, if you married someone with a low character or a character toward cheating, they may never be able to assure you enough, because for them, if it didn't hurt them, if in the scenario they're still able to stay with you, then you can see why they might be a little insensitive to that need of reassurance. Also, if you stay long-term, entrenched anxiety. If reassurance is inconsistent, then the anxiety can linger and even become the new normal of the relationship. So if you decide to stay, and if you and your partner are on the same page that you want to rebuild, then building in reassurance in all ways every day, that I'm committed, I am here, that becomes the new mantra, then I think it would be wise to try and stay and rebuild this new relationship if all other things are in line with that. Now, if you've been betrayed and you decide to leave, then there are common anxiety patterns too. The first is self-doubt, worrying about future partners cheating. I can't trust anyone. Attachment fears, anxiety about rejection or abandonment in new relationships. Social anxiety, feeling embarrassed or judged for being cheated on. And I have a woman in my group who has been cheated on, and I will tell you, she feels terrible. There's a part of her that I think she feels ashamed of, that her husband cheated on her. Just let me go over that real quick. It is not your fault. It is not your fault your partner decided to make a choice of cheating. It is all on them. Does that mean that you can't change things you did in the marriage to make it better? No, there are things you can change, but nobody has a right to blame you for choosing a behavior that betrayed the vow of the relationship. And the last type of anxiety that's common if you leave is avoidant anxiety. And that some people cope by just staying guarded and fearing intimacy altogether. Like they just don't make long-lasting relationships anymore. They're never truly authentic with another person. They have a guarded heart, and that's the way it's going to be. Whether or not they ever let that down is totally their choice. And it's not a fast one they make. And when they make it, they still make it with a few guards, so they won't be as open to being torn apart like they were this time. So the possible long-range outcomes if you leave: resilience. Time and healing may reduce the anxiety, leading to stronger boundaries and an ability to trust your own intuition, which is no small deal. Also, carryover anxiety. If it's not processed, fears of betrayal can spill. They can spill into future relationships, causing cycles of conflict within a relationship they don't belong in. Remember, you gotta heal the old past. If you have a cheating partner and you decide, I'm getting out of this relationship, don't think that leaving them is going to end a potential cycle that you take into another relationship. It's just the opposite. Until you totally heal from it, accept it happened, and move on, you will always carry that baggage with you into new relationships. So the focus of all of this should be, for those who stay in the relationship, build transparency, routines, communication skills, and self-regulation tools. Those are the tools you use to cope with your own stress so it doesn't spill out on other people whenever you have a trigger or an anxious spiral. And if you're leaving, then the focus should be on working on your personal self-worth, boundary setting with good friends, family, and anyone you date, and slowly rebuilding the trust in safe people. So that means you're going to start trusting your intuition. You're going to watch people that their words match their actions. That's the single best way you can safeguard your heart from breaking, from being betrayed again. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.